All right, it seems like I'm live. Purportedly, I'm live. So, Wi-Fi went down during the last stream. Went down for the whole neighborhood, and now it's back. And Taco Bell has already been consumed. So you missed out on ordering Taco Bell with me, and I'm sorry, but I can't really do anything about that. I can't change how it happened. So I can't change how a lot of things happened. This year was incredibly strange and difficult, and I really wish I could change a lot about how everything happened, but I really can't. We had a sewage flood start on the second floor of the house and also flood the first floor by going down through the wall. So we had a lot of stuff in the bedroom, bathroom, living room, garage, and then the first floor bathroom also backed up a bit in the shower, which means it's connected. So that that all happened. The work to get it done was supposedly finished May 31st. We moved back in. Our toilet was not hooked up on the second floor, and it was on the balcony. And there's a lot of things that just aren't clean or aren't normal. The water heater is it doesn't work. It was hot wired in a way that was arcing into our circuit breaker and could actually electrocuted us if any of us had actually touched it. But thank goodness we didn't. So we talked to a lawyer today, and apparently he's not the right kind of lawyer. We keep on getting this, by the way. Every time that we get some kind of, we manage to talk to a lawyer after like getting through all the waiting period of being able to actually speak with them because there's so much turnaround time. It's so difficult. Every single step, every single time that we think we have someone to talk to. So we're like, okay, great. We're going to talk to them and it's going to be fine. We talk to them and they're like, oh, no, you need a different lawyer. And like, I'm tired. So we need a construction defect lawyer, which was apparently different than the lawyer we had before, and the lawyer we had before, and the lawyer we had before. And like, my bad. We tried to find one on construction liens, and it needed to be construction defects, and apparently they're completely different worlds. So I have to find some kind of door to Narnia and find these guys. We've called a couple. We're waiting for a call back from both of them. And the thing is, like, this is pretty urgent. The other side is trying to make it look like we're dragging our feet. And the thing is, it's actually just really hard to find a lawyer if you're just a couple of people. Like if you're just a couple of people looking like who just have a house and stuff happen to you, like it's a lot harder to find a lawyer, but it's really easy for a construction company to find a lawyer. In fact, usually they already have plenty of contacts. So they're trying to make it look like we're dragging our feet, but quite honestly, like every single time we think that we've got a lead, it burns out, and it's really, really frustrating and difficult. And like it's so difficult because we've been looking since August. Since like August is the first time that we thought we actually had a lawyer, and it's November now. So I've been a basket case just this whole year because it's not being able to live in my house and not knowing whether my house is going to be okay again. It's being back in my house and seeing that it's not okay again, and then not knowing when it's going to be okay again. And then it's been not knowing if anything's going to be okay again, and not knowing if anybody's ever going to have our back. And that's the biggest pressure. It's one reason why I'm really glad I can turn online and there's people there who understand what I'm going through, because we don't really have family who want to help. We don't really have long-term connections that want to help. And like the long-term connections we do have that want to help, there are internet connections. That's just how it is sometimes. Like if it weren't one community, it'd be another, and the community just happens to be internet. And I wish I had more resources to help out in the situation. I wish that I wish I were employable. I was gonna say more employable, but pretty much like I wish I were employable. I'm glad I'm able to start up the Patreon again. I haven't really talked much about the Patreon here on YouTube, but basically I have a Patreon and I've been having it for a long time. I would just needed to reactivate it, but I actually completely forgot that it existed because of all the stuff that's been happening this year. I've been so completely wrapped up in it that like I've it's been impossible to keep track of anything else. And I just want to make content. I want to be able to focus and read my books and do the research on the things that I think are really interesting, but it's not possible while this is happening, so I try to keep it to like short subjects or things that like I can do without having to do a huge deep dive. But man, I really want to do an iceberg video. I'd really love to do a down the rabbit hole kind of thing. I just don't have the endurance for it while this is happening. So that's kind of the wrap on it. It's not just about affording the lawyer; it's also about finding a lawyer and waiting for them to finally get back to us. And these lawyers might give us a referral to other lawyers, and then we might have another referral to other lawyers, and might have a referral to other lawyers. So I don't know when we're going to actually land on the lawyer that keeps us. It's like being a fish that gets reeled in by a fisherman and they throw you back, and then you get another fisherman catch you. And it's like, when are they going to just keep us? Like, it's weird to be a fish that wants to be caught. But at this point, I'm just a little bit tired of all of the struggle, um, all of the back and forth, and just all the wasted time. I want to be working on things that actually help people, not finding the one lawyer in the state of Oregon that will take this case. And it's not even about the one lawyer really. It's apparently we've been barking up the wrong species of tree when it comes to lawyer, and so we need to like bark up a construction defects lawyer's tree. But all like the lawyer we talked to today was like, you should have been looking for a lawyer a couple months ago, and it's like we were. And we actually had one lawyer tell us that we needed to wait to actually get a lawyer until the case was further into litigation, and it turned out that was bad advice. So that really doesn't, it's not great. And I I don't really know where this is going to go, and I really wish I did, because I want to plan interesting, big, important things, or just at least more complex things. I want to tell stories, and I cannot plan anything until I know where my life is going to be going. And a bunch of the question of where my life is going to be going is what's going to go on with this case here. And like the ambiguity makes it a lot harder. We've done divination, we've done, you know, I don't want to say we've done magic, because that's actually, it's more like doing a lot of spiritual work in reflection and like seeking answers. And we're not doing anything wrong. It's really frustrating when you're not doing anything wrong, because there's nothing else you can really change. Like, I've looked for other things that I could be doing to make this happen proactively. A lot of times I get told to do self-care, or like uh, attend to firsthand needs, and in that's really frustrating too, because it's like I want to be affecting the situation much more than that. I want to be actually making a big difference on something, and it just feels like I haven't made any difference in anything like all year. It's one reason I keep turning to YouTube and just making content on YouTube, is because if I make a video that helps somebody do something, then at least I've helped someone, and at least I've made a difference there. Because otherwise, it just doesn't really seem like I'm affecting much of anything when it's like this. So if you can help out, I've got a link to the GoFundMe in the description. If you want to spread that around, signal boost it. If you can help donate to it, that's great too. If you know of a lawyer who does construction defects, in the Oregon area, I would like to know about them. Reach out in the comments maybe, and then we'll figure out how to contact each other. I it's been pretty rough, and I've always debated on how much to even talk about what's going on, because I don't know whether it's better to show people what's going on behind the scenes, or whether it's better to just not talk about it and focus on making content. And at some point, it just became clear I had to talk about it. Um, and and some of the reason I have to talk about it is because I can't focus on making content while this is happening. And a lot of the reason I have to talk about it is because we need help, and I don't really know how to ask for help, because I didn't really have an upbringing where I was supposed to ask for help. I was just supposed to kind of signal to the right people that, hey, I've got a problem, and they would take care of it, and then no one else in the world would find out that I ever had a problem. So it's made it difficult to figure out how to do things in this instance. And with my husband, um, y'all know him by Shadow. He has some similar problems. So we've never really been taught how to seek help in the adult world, even in the child world, to be honest. And just thanks for your patience while we're figuring these things out. I I just really hope we get some contact back from someone today over where we're going to go with this, because it's so hard going to sleep and not knowing when I wake up whether anything is going to be any different. I really wish I could just go to sleep knowing where this was going to go. And I think that's just the biggest thing, is just I wish I knew where this was going to go. And like sometimes I ask tarot cards this. In fact, I'll ask you right here, or I'll ask it right here, and you can see. I'll ask with you. Excuse me, I drink my Taco Bell. I get a coffee drink from Taco Bell, like that's like a cafe. I like it better than McCafe. If you had a signal disruption just now, it's because McDonald's is spying on us for whenever we say McCafe. It's part of their ad program they do with Google. That's a complete lie, by the way. I'm just making that up. I kind of make up fake conspiracy theories whenever I'm stressed out. Once I had a complete mental breakdown where I came up with a theory that Michael Jackson actually died in 1994, 1995, and was replaced with a body double until that body double died whenever everyone thinks that Michael Jackson died. And I'm pretty sure that that's whenever there was methane in my house. But what's amazing is I watched a bunch of videos, and at the time, it looked like I might really be right, because his fashion and his dance moves and his build and a lot of his tone and stuff like that, like really change around the time period that I was looking at. So like it was weird. Anyway, cards. Let's focus on the cards. Sometimes it's hard because a part of me doesn't want to know the answer, just in case it's not going to be the answer I want to hear. That's the hardest part about doing any sort of divination whatsoever. Finding out what happens next. When you're not sure if you want to know what happens next. Where is this going to go from here? See? Ten of Pentacles. Family, home, and financial security. And I don't know how